Imagine waking up and forgetting your daughter's face, walking into the kitchen and not knowing why you're there. For millions of older adults, these aren't just small slips, they're daily fears. But what if I told you the key to protecting your memory, your independence, and even your identity could be as simple as eating fish? Let us introduce you to the smash family: salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. And they do have a place, especially for those with limited access to fresh fish. It can make a dramatic difference, up to a 30% reduced risk of Alzheimer's in older adults. That's not a theory. That's a staggering reality backed by long-term studies. Imagine that: just 2 meals per week acting as a shield for your most vital organ. 1 plate of grilled salmon on Tuesday, a few ounces of sardines on Friday, and you've begun a quiet revolution in your brain. Visualize an elderly grandmother laughing with her grandkids over a Sunday fish dinner. Her mind still sharp, her stories still vivid. These aren't distant dreams. They're achievable with consistency. The 2-meal brain strategy isn't just food advice. It's an act of self-preservation. A statement to your future self that says, I want to remember. I want to stay present. I want to live fully. The ocean, in its ancient wisdom, is ready to help. But science shows that the body absorbs omega-3 far more efficiently from natural seafood than from capsules. It's the difference between fueling a car with premium gasoline versus trying to run it on powder. Picture an older man in his 60s who begins to eat 2 servings of sardines a week, nothing fancy. Add a simple meals added to his breakfast or lunch. Within months, his focus sharpens, his mood lifts, and his forgetfulness fades. This isn't magic, it's bioavailability. EPA and DHA from seafood become part of your brain's actual membrane, integrating directly into the cell walls that control everything from your reflexes to your memory. Supplements can help fill gaps, but they're not a substitute for the real thing. When you eat fish, you're giving your brain the most natural, direct nourishment it can receive. No middleman, no delay, just results. These aren't just tasty menu options, they nature's most concentrated sources of omega-3. Each one has a unique role in supporting your mind. Mackerel, for instance, contains an astonishing 4,580 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA in just a small portion, making it one of the most powerful memory-supporting foods on Earth. Sardines not only deliver 2,000 milligrams of omega-3 per serving, but do so with one of the lowest mercury levels found in seafood, making them incredibly safe and sustainable. Anchovies may be tiny, but they're packed with power. And herring brings brain-building nutrients with a gentle, mild flavor that even picky eaters love. And then there's salmon, the beloved classic, offering rich doses of omega-3 along with high-quality protein, vitamin D, and antioxidants. These 5 fish form a protective shield around your brain, guarding it from inflammation, oxidative stress, and the silent march of age-related decline. Not just any fish, but specific kinds that science now proves can protect and even rebuild your brain. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover something powerful, something that could change the way you eat for the rest of your life. Imagine waking up one morning and struggling to remember your own son's name or the way your wife smiles when she brings you tea. For many people over 50, these aren't far-off fears. They're creeping shadows that grow louder with age. Memory isn't just about recalling facts, it's about holding on to the essence of who we are. And as the years go by, our brains' once sharp edges begin to dull, not because we stop trying, but because we haven't been feeding it what it truly needs. But what if the answer wasn't locked in expensive pills or clinical procedures? What if the secret to clearer thinking, stronger recall, and even shielding your brain from cognitive decline was quietly swimming beneath the surface of our oceans? In this video, we're diving deep into a powerful truth. Your brain doesn't have to deteriorate, can be nourished, protected, and even rejuvenated with something as simple, natural, and beautiful as seafood. Think of your brain like a vast humming city. Every thought, every memory, every decision is powered by billions of electrical signals darting across neural highways. But those roads wear down over time, and without proper maintenance. Traffic jams of confusion, fogginess, and forgetfulness begin to take over. That's where omega-3 fatty acids come in, especially DHA and EPA. the twin pillars of brain health found in fatty fish. These aren't just nutrients. They're like skilled construction workers laying down fresh asphalt on your brain's pathways, repairing damage and reinforcing communication between cells. DHA in particular is the brain's building block. It doesn't just help the brain function, it becomes part of its structure, shaping everything from memory to mood. According to leading scientific studies, people with higher omega-3 intake show stronger memory, better decision-making, and slower brain aging. This isn't a theory, it's medical fact backed by decades of neuroscience. And the most natural, effective way to get this brain fuel from the sea. If you're wondering which fish give the biggest brain boost, we live in a world where everything comes in a bottle, but when it comes to brain health, real food still wins. Omega-3 supplements are popular. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to protect your brain. In fact, research shows that just 2 servings of fatty fish per week. You've chosen the perfect fish, rich in omega-3 south. Ready to nourish your brain, but one simple mistake in the kitchen can silently strip away those benefits. Imagine taking a fillet of salmon, packed with DHA, familiar? Then you need to hear this number. 54%. That S, how much researchers found the risk of Alzheimer. S dropped in, or chance seat S, written in the choices you make every day. Every bite, every meal, every trip to the grocery store is a decision to either protect your brain or neglect it. The ocean has already provided the answer: omega-3 rich seafood that science confirms can slow aging, reduce memory loss, and boost clarity at any age. Whether you're 50, 70, or 90, it's not too late. Imagine the joy of remembering your grandson's graduation speech in perfect detail, or the pride of recalling your wedding anniversary without a calendar prompt. Picture your life not in a haze, but in sharp color because you chose to act. You chose to nourish. You chose to remember. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? The fish are waiting. The science is waiting. Most importantly, your future self is waiting. All it takes is 2 meals a week, and the courage to believe that the best days of your mind might still be ahead. People who followed a brain-focused dietary pattern known as the Mediterranean diet, that's not a small improvement, that's a second chance. The diet's power comes from a combination of fresh vegetables, healthy fats, whole grains, and yes, regular seafood consumption. It's no coincidence that coastal communities, like those in Greece or Italy, where seafood is a weekly staple, also have lower rates of dementia and longer lifespans. Picture an 80-year-old fisherman on the shores of Crete, still rowing his boat, still remembering the name of every grandchild, still telling stories from decades ago as if they happened yesterday. He didn't rely on miracle pills. He relied on anchovies, grilled octopus, and sardines, baked with herbs. This is the real magic of food, not just to fill our stomachs, but to protect our most sacred memories. When you put the right food on your plate, you're not just eating, you're investing in everything that makes you, you, dropping it into a pool of boiling oil. But what if the real secret is to treat it like a savings account, small, steady deposits of nourishment that build strength over time? Consistency is the quiet power that separates decline from resilience. Eating 1 serving of fish once a month won't protect your memory, just like saving a single dollar won't fund your retirement. But 2 servings a week, every week, create a momentum inside your body. A slow, reliable flow of DHA and EPA that keeps your neural network sharp, your mood steady, and your decision-making intact. Imagine your brain as a bank vault, each seafood meal depositing another layer of protection against stress, toxins, and aging. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. You don't need a gourmet kitchen or a fancy meal plan. You just need a habit, a commitment, a belief that your brain deserves to be fed well, not just when it's in crisis, but every day it carries you through this life. The smoke rises, the smell is tempting, but what's lost is invisible. Those delicate fatty acids, sensitive to high heat and oxidation, begin to break down. What could have been brain fuel turns into something that clogs arteries and triggers inflammation. That's why how you cook your seafood matters just as much as what kind you eat. Scientists now recommend methods like baking, steaming, or grilling, which protect the delicate oils inside while preserving their nutritional integrity. Picture a quiet morning, a retired couple preparing a tray of sardines with garlic and lemon, sliding it into the oven, while sunlight warms the kitchen. No deep fryers, no greasy aftermath. Just clean, vibrant food doing exactly what it was meant to do: keep your mind alive. Because every brain deserves not just good food, but food prepared with care and purpose. There's a common myth that eating healthy, especially seafood, has to break the bank. But the truth is, the ocean has provided some of the most affordable brain-boosting foods on Earth. Take sardines. Example: tiny fish with a mighty payload of omega-3 south, costing less than a cup of coffee per serving. Not only are they inexpensive, but they also rank among the lowest in mercury, making them a smart, safe choice even for older adults watching their toxic exposure. Add to that canned salmon, mackerel, and even anchovy, staples that can be stored easily, prepared in minutes, and turned into meals that support memory, clarity, and emotional health. Imagine a widower on a fixed pension, discovering that just $2 can buy him a meal that strengthens his brain and lifts his spirit. These aren't luxury items. They're lifelines. The real luxury is in the years of sharp thinking, calm, focus, and joyful awareness that these humble foods help preserve. Eating for your brain isn't about having more money, it's about having the right knowledge and the willingness to try. If you've ever feared the heartbreak of Alzheimer's, the slow erosion of everything, we often think of brain health as something to fix when things go wrong. There comes a moment when you realize that your future isn't written in genetics. If Alzheimer's runs in your family, or if you've been told you carry the APOE for GNTO1 linked to higher risks of dementia, it might feel like the future is already written. But science is revealing a new chapter, one that brings hope. A groundbreaking study showed that adults with the APOE4 gene, who maintained higher MUGA to 3 levels, had significantly less damage to small brain vessels that, when weakened, can lead to memory loss and confusion. Because while the ocean holds the secrets to brain health, do you want to forget birthdays, names, and places that once meant everything? Or do you want to stay sharp, independent, and deeply present? The answer is in your hands. You've learned the science. You've seen the data. Now it's time to act. Seafood isn't just a meal, it's medicine crafted by nature, proven by research, and deeply rooted in the traditions of the longest living, clearest thinking people on Earth. 2 servings a week, that's it. Bake it, grill it, share it. Get a ritual, not a reaction. Let your next meal be more than just nourishment. Let it be your promise to your future self. Your declaration that you still have so much to live for, to remember, and to enjoy. Because your brain deserves the best, and the best has always been waiting in the ocean. It also holds fragile ecosystems that depend on us to protect them. And you don't need a complicated treatment plan or expensive supplements to fight back. The ocean has already given us one of the greatest brain protectors in nature: fatty, fish rich in omega-3 south, just 2 servings. A week could mean more years of clear thinking, deeper conversations, and unforgettable moments. So the question isn't whether seafood works, we already know it does. The real question is, what are you waiting for? Your brain is calling. It's time to listen. That SY, opting for MSC. Certified or responsibly sourced fish, ISNT. Just good ethics. ES, good health. Sustainable seafood options like sardines, herring, and farmed trout are both environmentally friendly and nutritionally dense. They offer high levels of omega-3 south while supporting marine biodiversity and fishing communities around the world. Picture your brain being nourished by a grilled fillet of herring, caught by a small, ethical fishing operation that's been on the same waters for generations. You're not just eating for your health, you're becoming part of a cycle of respect. And in doing so, you're giving your brain something even more powerful than nutrients: a sense of purpose, of connection, of doing the right thing for yourself and the world that sustains you. This means your genes may load the gun, but your lifestyle can decide whether it fires. Omega-3 rich seafood doesn't just support memory, actively defends against the structural brain changes that fuel decline. Think of it as your shield, your silent ally, rebuilding the bridges that your genes may try to break down. Genetics may shape your starting point, but they don't have to dictate your destination. With every serving of salmon or sardines, you're fighting back, rewriting your story with choices rooted in strength, not fear. There's an old saying, fix the roof before the rain comes. When it comes to brain health, the truth couldn't be more urgent. Breakfast is your brain's first request for fuel after a long night of repair and giving it. Omega-3. South early can kickstart your clarity, mood, and focus. Imagine a soft morning light in the kitchen. A plate of scrambled eggs topped with smoked salmon, or a slice of whole grain toast with mashed avocado and a few sardines. Not fancy, not complicated, just smart. These small changes turn an ordinary breakfast into a neurological gift, priming your mind for better performance throughout the day. Studies show that a steady intake of DHA improves not just memory, but also emotional stability and attention span. Starting your day with seafood isn't just a choice, it's a mindset. It says today, I want to think clearly. I want to feel focused. I want to be my best. And that begins with what's on your plate. Research has shown that starting omega-3 intake before signs of memory loss appear is far more effective than trying to catch up later. DHA, the most potent omega-234 of the brain, helps keep neurons flexible, protects cell membranes, and allows information to move quickly and clearly. But the earlier it's part of your routine, the more it builds that lifelong neural resilience. Picture a 48-year-old woman adding baked trout to her weekly dinners not because she's forgotten something, but because she refuses to. She's investing in the coming decades, choosing prevention over regret. That S, the key brain food, works best when it's part of your life long before you notice something is wrong. Every year you start earlier is another year you keep what matters most: your clarity, your independence, your precious memories. We often think of seafood as a dinner food, but if you're serious about brain health, why not start your day with it? It's not just about eating seafood. It's about choosing it wisely. At the end of the day, it comes down to one question. What do you want your brain to feel like 10, 20, even 30 years from now? You don't have to wait for memory loss to take something from you.